We met yesterday with the Chancellor of SUNY relative to some of these issues there. Obviously, I happen to be a SUNY graduate, among other places. And, of course, the first thing they do when they come up there to lobby all of us is they round us all up and say, okay, you SUNY CUNY kids, get over here. And, of course, we always listen to our teachers, naturally. So she had us for a breakfast meeting. And, we were discussing some of these things here. And, of course, as you remember, last year we had that SUNY Empowerment Program. And there are plus and minuses for all of these things. But I happen to be a fan of higher education. Obviously, I've been a college professor for 13 years when I'm not doing this. So, and I think a lot of the legislators on both sides of the aisle are supporting the idea of keeping this funding, to keep tuitions down. So just so you know, the feeling is there. But as you know, the pie is only so big. It's a reduced size pie, and how we cut it up, whether it's in slivers or large chunks, is the real devil in the detail.
Absolutely.
So,
we commend the governor and the legislature for not raising tuition, but at the same time, 10% cuts, $360 million cuts to higher education is unsustainable for a state that needs to invest in the growing demand for public higher education. So thank you.
Well said. Thank you for coming. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next person representing higher ed is Mike Seminara, Director of Communications Relations at Manhattanville College. Mike, thank you for coming.
Absolutely, thank you. So, once again, Mike Seminara, I'm the Director of Community Relations at Manhattanville College. I'm here today to talk to you about the effects that we're going to have on higher education. We are a private school in New York State, and while SUNY and CUNY are taking the brunt of the cuts, we're also going to feel it in the sense of students who receive less aid will receive less aid from the state. So there are two aspects that are really going to hurt us. The first one is Bundy aid. Last year, $38.8 million were allocated for Bundy aid, and that was divided up amongst the private schools in New York. This year, they're proposing a 10% cut, which would be $35.1 million, and that would directly cause us to have less than a $25,000 cut that we use for scholarships and grants. So right now you look at it and say $25,000 put out over 1,600 students isn't that much. But when we cut it up, say we give it to 10 students, that $2,500 a year makes a significant difference for that one student, for those 10 students rather. The second portion that's really going to affect us is the New York State TAP award. What they're doing is there's two things that are going to affect us as far as the TAP changes go. The first one is for private pensioners that are 59.5 and older. Previous years, you were exempt your first $20,000 of income you took from that. With the proposed budget, that $20,000 is gone, and you have to report all of your income derived from your pension. So that's going to see some TAP awards from students go up a little bit, and the financial aid that they receive from the state obviously is going to go down. So we're looking to, that's going to affect some students. The big portion that's actually has us really worrying about everything, and that's something that's kind of flying under the wire, is the satisfactory academic progress. What's happening there is twofold. One, the part that we accept and we like. In order to receive a TAP award, you have to have a C average or better. We love that. We want our students to do well, and Governor Cuomo and everything he's doing, he is rewarding excellence. Not that a C is excellent, but it's at least keeping a student going and going along the right path. The part of the satisfactory academic progress we don't like is what they're doing is they're making sure that you have to have a certain amount of college credits in order to receive a TAP award. Now, the first and second year, the numbers are pretty minor. A part-time student would easily be able to take that many credits, and it wouldn't be a problem. However, the jump that happens in your junior year, by the spring of your junior year, in order to receive TAP award, you need to have 75 college credits under your belt. Now, to break that down a little for everybody, a full-time college student is 12 credits per semester. If you do that every semester leading up to your second semester junior year, you only have 72 credits. So this way, a full-time student for 2.5 years will not be eligible for TAP award. That's something that we saw immediately and said we're going to have a significant amount of problems, a significant amount of students that will not be able to receive TAP award. The last part of this is alongside of the federal, and although it has nothing to do here, I do have to mention it. Pell Grants, they're looking at a significant cut in Pell Grants. And that money, last year our students got over $1.8 million in Pell Grants. With that significantly cut, our students are going to have less aid to go to college. Now, to wrap it all up here, we're a tuition-driven school. And one thing we're worried about is the aggregate effect of all three of these cuts are going to mean students are going to receive less money from the state and the federal government to attend college. You know, for us, up front, we're looking at losing $250,000 immediately in the fall because of these cuts, and we just don't know what the back-end losses will be, and that's something that's concerning us going forward. With the increased tuition and less amount of aid received, some students might not enroll at Manhattanville, lost funds for us, and some students might actually have to drop out of school, which of course is terrible for the student and worse for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that.